We are live. Welcome to the Spin and Backfist MMA show for Wednesday, July 9th, UFC Nashville edition. Talking UFC Nashville. Obviously, we could talk some MMA news that we got over the last week. But first, let's tell everyone about one of our favorite sponsors here on the Spin and Backfist MMA show, and that is Game Time. If you want to go to UFC Nashville this weekend, you can go via Game Time. There's nothing like getting to a baseball game in the summer, though, and Game Time hooks you up with that as well, especially last minute. Luckily for me, I always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. They make getting tickets faster and easier. Prices on the app actually go down the closer it gets to showtime. And if you're looking at Game Time right now, I promise you, there's plenty of options that are amazing. If I pull up the site right now, I could go to the Mariners at Yankees game tonight, 7:05 p.m., $9. How about that? July 9th, $9 gets you into the game. It's a $9.99 game. Shout out Game Time. Put those savings back in your pocket. Spend them at the ballpark on a hot dog, a new hat, or some good old-fashioned Cracker Jacks. What are you waiting for? Buy those Yankees tickets now. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code BACKFIST, BACKFIST, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code BACKFIST, BACKFIST, for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game Time. All right. Do we want to? I feel like we have to start with the thing that I don't even want to start with. I don't want to fucking give this guy the time of day. Jon Jones is back. He's fucking back. The retirement was snip, snap, snip, snap, snip, snap. He retires, he unretires. While I'm at the fucking Oasis show, too. That was one of the funniest texts I got while I was away. Jack was like, I don't want to dampen the mood, but Jon Jones just unretired. Unbelievable.
I didn't. It happened while you're at the show. And I didn't want to send it during the show, but then I saw you were back in your hotel. And I think we texted about maybe the show or something else. And then I was like, oh, by the way, Robbie, it's not the ultimate high that you're on right now. But Jon Jones has decided to put his name back in the drug testing pool, and that is because he wants to return. And it all had to do, I guess, because Trump said that UFC will have a July 4th card in 2026 on the White House grounds. We're still not really clear if that's going to be a full card, one fight, multiple fights, but Jon Jones says that he's back, and he even said that was quick.
I don't know if I buy it.
You don't know that you buy that he's back?
Yeah, I don't know if I buy it, because I mean, maybe if he waits a whole year, and I just don't know, like, who. Like, I think it would have to, like, I don't see how you could let him come back and not fight and fight anyone but Aspinall. I don't see how you could let him just retire and then just come back and fight like whoever. Yeah. I also don't know if he definitely is going to come back just to fight at the White House, because we've talked about it where, like, he's a maniac. Like, when he won the belt, he was like talking about Trump and stuff, and then you go on his Instagram and he follows like Kamala and fucking like Tim Walter. Like, he's a maniac. Like, he's a sociopath. He's a liar. I don't trust anything Jon Jones says. So I didn't even get like that up in arms when he tweeted.
Yeah,
it's
true.
I read it and I was like, I think he's full of shit.
Vince in the chat's hitting some hot Billy work right here. Trump said, I assume he meant to write wants. Trump said he wants Jones Lionheart rematch as the main event. We can't have a Brit beating an American on the 250th anniversary of the country. I'm so curious about what they even mean by on the White House grounds, because obviously all the AI images that people are making puts them right on the fucking front lawn. But Trump said they're going to put 20,000 people watching this. Like, you're talking about building an arena. What are you talking about?
No
Derek Campo, super chat right off the bat. Shout out Derek Campo, $4.99. Do you think there's a legit argument for Pantoja as the number one for pound for pound? Gaethje has pillow hands, by the way. He just worked in a little shot at the end there. Respect. I think it's hard to say that Pantoja is number one pound for pound after the last three wins and how Topuria won the last three fights, but like he's not too far down. I think he's in the discussion for sure.
I know that they don't it's not really in their control, but I think it's pretty clear what they're doing with the pound for pound rankings. They put Topuria number 1, and then if Islam beats JDM, Islam will become number 1, and then it'll be the pound. Then they'll really set up a potential pound for pound number 1 fight, similar to what they did with Volk and Islam. Who knows if it's at 155 or 170? The UFC knows. I think Islam knows. I think Topuria knows. The biggest fight in the UFC right now, outside of Jones, I mean, you could make an argument it's bigger, but outside of Jones Aspinall, because Jones is back, is Topuria against Islam. And adding that pound for pound number 1 thing also adds another, like they can make it their bit, like all with their push and all of that. So, and I think I will say though, from the super chat, Pantoja definitely has a discussion to be number 1 in terms
he's
of
top 5. No doubt top 5 in my mind. I know he's not in the official pound for pound rankings, but
I think he is now. I think he finally is up to like 4. But even to me, even the notion of just top 5 to me is like disrespectful in my opinion. Like I just think he should be like clear, like to me, like clear, like top, like I don't know, like
3, like him, Islam, Topuria.
Yeah, like honestly, because I think outside of guys who have won it, I guess like Islam hasn't won it like multiple divisions yet, but like Topuria, I think has to be 1 right now, just the way he's ran through like 2 divisions, like has to be. Then Islam, just like the dominance he's had. And then I think he has to be next. Like I really think Pantoja has to be next. No one's just wiped out a division like he has. And I think you're even seeing like the wins are getting more and more dominant.
Yeah.
Like that was a mass like Kai didn't have a second of real success in that fight. Mm-hmm. He was dominated the entire duration of the fight. Kaya Sakura, obviously he was a debut guy, same thing. I know he had the close fight with Urseg. I think just stylistically, like it happens. But I mean, like I think he's the guy. Like he's the guy. No one's clearing out the division like he is right now.
Would you put? So you would put him above the likes of Dricus, Merab, and Aspinall?
Merab's close, I think.
Merab is a decent case, but I still would put Pantoja in terms of like the way he's dominated. Like Merab's dominated like Sugar, no doubt about it. But even like Umar fight was close. Like, and Umar's great. It's not a knock on Merab. Like we're talking about like
we're talking about the best of the best. Yeah.
Right now,
the only thing I would say about Pantoja is he was 1 takedown away. Like Urseg was like right there. It was 2-2 going to the 5th.
Yeah, for sure.
So I mean, I understand. I think I would do Ilia, Islam, Merab, Pantoja, Dricus. And then you get into the discussion of like Ankalaev, Volk, JDM, Aspinall, and then like Aspinall.
Dricus over Aspinall, you think definitely?
Well, Aspinall, like, I mean, I think how you would really discuss it is like Dricus has defended his belt twice now?
Twice.
Yeah.
And Tom, although like would I say Tom's a better fighter? Probably, but like Dricus is I think he's like it's really close though. I mean,
his wins are more quality.
I think they're pretty close.
I mean, having the Adesanya win on your belt, the Whitaker win, like those are better wins than Tom has, like overall. But Tom's also in a tough spot because heavyweights is not as deep.
And he had a good quote on that this week too, where he's like 100,000% like open and transparent about that. He gets it. He's like, 5 years ago, look at the top 15. There's like 10 names that you knew. Or he said even 5-10 years ago, you look and it's like big name, big name, big name, big name. He's like, now he's like, I don't even know if I've seen half the guys in the top 15 fight. That made me laugh. Also, to bring it back to Jones and kind of loop it into the pound for pound discussion, I just had an evil thought hit my mind. If that actually happened, if they brought back Jones and he had a rematch with fucking Anthony Lionheart Smith all of a sudden out of retirement again, and Jones beat him in the first round, I bet the UFC pound for pound rankings put John Jones number 1 from that win. I bet Dana would immediately go back on the fucking nobody can beat him pound for pound number 1. This, that, the next thing.
He comes back and beats like Sergey Spivak.
Like that's good. Like that's gonna fucking happen. He's gonna do the Trump dance in the White House lawn or whatever. I need to figure out how they're gonna do the White House card because I have no doubt they're going to do it. Dana wants to do it. Trump wants to do it. July 4th is a Saturday next year. It's the perfect opportunity. But like, is it going to be on that front lawn? Is there a White House fucking property we don't know about that's a mile away from the White House that's technically
Also,
on the White House grounds?
It'd be outside. Dana hates doing it outside.
Dana hates outside. Yeah. Dana doesn't even like doing stadiums that are like covered, which still, I get it from the sense of like, if you're in the nosebleeds, it's not a great seat, but like stadium shows are fucking sweet. I think PC Strickland said in the chat before, was it PC Strickland? Yeah, he said, I would love to see a UFC stadium show in the future, even though unlikely. Like they've done some stadium shows that are awesome. Canada, Australia.
Allegiant.
Yeah.
It'll happen.
Allegiant for the right fight.
Because it has
incredible.
a dome.
Yeah. And it worked out for WrestleMania. They're going back there like TKO and Allegiant are like this now. So
and if Dana
I don't
really
think it's like in the next 5 years it'll happen.
I mean, Dana's promoting a card that is happening in Allegiant in 2 months. So
True.
like it's right there. And I think he'll be there, obviously, and he'll see how he likes it. And I get the arena talk. The July, it's next summer. If that really happens on there, I mean, it's the 250th anniversary of America. It's a UFC card, and then also the World Cup in America will be going on at that time, I'm pretty sure. So we would be
at the same time.
It would be a crazy, crazy time. And I mean, it would be really, really exciting. But who knows? Also, we have to remember Trump just says things. Like,
true.
Like,
he might have said that without even asking Dana. Like, no conversation about it. He might have been like, we're doing it, UFC. And Dana was like, all right, I guess we can make that happen.
But UFC officials did say, like, yeah, we are planning on doing it. It's still unclear, which makes it seem as if. Also, getting 20,000 people into White House grounds is really, really, really risky. So, like, you have to think of that.
Chance it's going to be 20,000. No
shot. No shot.
People on top of the roof of the White House, like binoculars, like trying to fucking see.
Unfortunately, I think it may just be like in the midst of like near a monument, not on the White House lawn, like in front of like what's that?
Honestly,
one that,
I feel like maybe they might just do it like where the fucking Capitals play and be like, yeah, it's DC, you know.
Yeah, that's true. But I mean, it could still be sick. Like if it's on July 4th, it's like, yeah.
Also, and I mean, do that like USA versus the world type card.
And that like the week before will just be International Fight Week.
True. Yeah.
Like it'll be International Fight Week, and then they usually take it off, and instead they're just going to do a White House card. Because I think if they did do it in the lawn somehow, they couldn't do like a full card.
No, you could do.
They have to do like.
It would almost have to be like the Times Square Turkey
card. Yeah, it'd have to be either a main card, like just a main card, 5 fights, or even like 3 fights.
And maybe they might even have to friggin' like do the turkey thing where it's like you can't see it, and they might
July 4th up. July 4th in DC has the chance to be like 105 degrees. And I know these guys, like they're warriors, they'll do anything, but that would be like a whole other element that would be like, and it's really humid in DC. It's that swamp.
Yeah.
Like the more and more I think about it, I don't think it's logistically possible outside of maybe a fight or two that's like kind of meaningless.
Yeah.
No, you're right. I think I forget, Bob. I think one of you said it. They have to do it like the Wizards play or something.
Yeah,
I think
that's probably what you got to do. Yeah, and Trump can appear, and you could do some kind of fancy, have a walkout start at the White House, like pre-film it the day before or some shit. I don't know. Let's tell everyone about another one of our sponsors real quick. And that is DraftKings. We absolutely love DraftKings. We're using it all summer. We're using it all year long. We've got a big fight this weekend. This is insane. For the first time ever, we've got a full-blown all-women's boxing mega event going down in New York City. 2 title fights, same night. Let's go. And if you're like me and you love the action, DraftKings Sportsbook is where it's at. We're talking Katie Taylor, Amanda Serrano 3. The trilogy fight, absolute legends. Katie's putting her super lightweight belt on the line. You know, Serrano's bringing the heat as always. And don't sleep on the co-main. You've got Alicia the Bomb Bumgardner, explosive power, taking on undefeated WBA interim champ Jennifer Miranda. That one's also going to be fireworks. If you've never bet with DraftKings, it's super simple. Pick who you want to win the fight. That's it. It's that easy. And check this out. If you're new, throw down just $5 and boom, you get $150 in bonus bets instantly. That's wild. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use the code BACKFIST. That's code BACKFIST for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 only on DraftKings. The crown is yours. I think I'm going to go to that fight. I'm not 100% positive, but I might be at that fight. We'll see. It's going to be a great fight. The atmosphere at MSG for the first fight was insane. And then it was like kind of the highlight of the Paul Tyson card, other than seeing Mike Tyson's ass right before the fight. That was hysterical. But they actually put on a great fight. Mitt Romney in the chat. Fun Ilia fact. His 15th fight was all-time great. Volk. Khabib's 15th fight was against the guy 0-0. I'm down for any Khabib slander like that.
No. The Ilia, the main thing that I've taken away from the past, like, post UFC International Fight Week is like, and we knew it was coming. I think this podcast isn't surprised by it, but like Ilia's the biggest star in the UFC now. And I think has a chance
bigger than Islam for sure, you think?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Also, the respect he's like the social media aspect it's insane. I think specifically like in America, maybe in the Middle East and like in Muslim countries, Islam's bigger, but Ilia is up there, man. And I like you see it on TikTok, you see it on Instagram, you see it on Twitter. Like this guy is, and if he continues it, he has a chance to be one of the biggest international superstars in the UFC's history. Obviously, getting to McGregor level won't happen. Like that's just like once in a lifetime. But like he can, I think, have a chance to be number 2.
He probably can. It's almost a question of like how much longer does he want to fight?
Yeah,
he's already talking like he's like, and it's smart from a like business and brain perspective of like, yeah, let me fucking if I can make the money quick, let me stop getting hit.
The only thing is
30.
I know, and he's talking like he's got like a year or 2 left though.
But I know the training's the hardest part, not the actual fights. But guys, like over the past few years, like I mean, he did go the Emmett throws the whole thing into it, but outside of, I mean, he doesn't fight for long.
He hasn't been hit a lot. Yeah, like he doesn't seem fight old at all. I think he'll fight for longer than he's currently saying he'll fight for.
I think we at least get like. I think we at least
fight till he's 34, 35. Right?
I was gonna say I think we minimum get like 4 more fights.
Yeah,
I
think you're right. I hope, and I'm not even an Ilia guy, but at this point, it's like let's see how far this fucking train can take us.
I think we'll definitely get the Islam fight. I think we'll definitely get the Patty fight. I think we'll definitely get an Armin fight.
Yes,
so
agreed.
I think those 3 are guaranteed, and then after that, there's other guys that pop up like that. Like
and if he wants to pop up and down in divisions, he can. I don't think we'll ever see him back at 45, but at 55 and 70 for sure.
Yeah. Someone will because give it like 2-3 years, and guys coming out of nowhere. They're gonna be some guy at 140.
He came out of nowhere, yeah.
That all of a sudden is just like a monster. Like half.
I didn't think him fighting Jai Herbert a couple of years ago that he was going to be the fucking one of the biggest stars in the history of the UFC, and then like that, there it is. It's crazy. That's why also and I understand we've talked about it on the show a ton when people are like the UFC is depraved of stars. We need stars right now. It's like, yes, that's true. At the same time, like, I don't know, just wait a year or 2. Like stars.
Dude, you want to know what it is?
They pop up.
I should have realized this sooner. I think I didn't even think about it. It's just because we don't have an American champion. After John Jones, I really think like the UFC has plenty of stars. I think in America, we're just sitting here like the American stars are lacking right now. I think that's
a lot of the American stars are on their way out, like a Poirier, or not that Holloway's like on his way out.
Think about they're all really like the John Jones, Poirier, Gaethje, like they're all getting kind of coming to an end, and we are looking for those next. I guess like Holloway, who's like Hawaiian, so it's so funny. Even like Hawaiian, like he's like it's almost like he's not in the mainland. I think America still would feel the same way about him. But I think everyone gets my point of like there's a weird like he's not really from the mainland. Like Hawaii almost kind of is like its own thing. Like
he'll rep a Hawaii flag before he reps a USA flag.
Sure, and obviously he's American. Like love Max Holloway, but even someone like him, like he's like he only probably is. He's not even that old, crazy enough, but he can only have so many more left. We need like some new.
And speaking of Max, stars. I don't like to announce things before they happen, but we're supposed to get to talk to Max a little bit tomorrow. So look out for that on the channel as well.
So
love talking to Max. One of my favorite people to talk to.
Who can be the next American star?
Because even like Josh Van doesn't even count. Or he's up for debate, I guess. He reps the, what is it, Myanmar? How do you pronounce it?
I don't know how to pronounce it. I'm not the
Myanmar, a country I generally, hand to God, had never heard of before I met.
Me neither. I'm not the geography guy.
I've never heard of that country in my life. God bless him.
Who's our true best shot at the American star? I don't know. I don't know who that answer is.
That's what I'm saying. Who is it?
Like who's the closest thing we got right now? Like, is this crazy to say? Kayla Harrison is like one of the biggest like American stars that we have right now. If she beats Nunez,
she's like the only American champ right now.
Yeah.
So I mean,
but also
there's not
Kayla,
because we lost Sugar. Sugar's done.
Sugar.
Like he's a star still, but not the same way.
Bo Nickel. All right. Vince in the chat has a couple suggestions. Strickland, Bo Nickel, Gable Stevenson, maybe if he comes in soon, maybe.
When that's
Grant Dawson, Strickland. Pfeiffer, maybe Pfeiffer. But like
Grant Dawson's all time. Cedric Dumas is going to be the next American star.
Yeah. Like Sean
Hines. Matt Hines, our GOAT, who won 3 rounds to the death. Alvin Hines.
Yeah, like even just looking at the rankings, like we're beat.
Yeah.
No.
Like the only guy I really see
he seems to start training these American wrestlers, man.
The only guy that I could see touching the belt as an American like anytime soon would be like Sean Brady, or that's pretty much it.
Like, is this true? Is this true from Vince? Pantosh is getting citizenship next year. He said we can claim him.
He said,
huge. It's huge. We got him. I'll take him. And Hot Billy's going to be cage side this weekend with Gia Duddy. Good for him, Hot Billy. Love it.
He said that? Wow.
Yeah. Look out for me, he said. UFC needs to build a PI in Georgia. Yeah, you're probably right. 4 Georgia fighters, 2 of them are unbelievable and undefeated.
Build a PI in the Southeast.
Not undefeated, but yeah.
That's hilarious.
Any more like news or we got the fight on Chicago that we texted about yesterday. Protest, yeah, rebooked to Chicago. Chicago card's awesome. Very excited for that.
That's an official. I'll be there no matter what.
And the Poirier card's gotten much better.
I want to say this. I think Dana probably fired whoever put that card on the broadcast. Is like, this is our UFC like headliner with Garcia, whatever his name is, and fucking Valentine. Like that was as an MMA fan, that was sickening. that was horrible. But the card now, the main card, I understand it's like it's good matchups. At least the prelims are fire.
Yeah,
fire. Prelims.
The main card would be like if you took away the main event, I think we would be like, this is a fucking great fight night. Obviously, it's a pay-per-view because you have the BMF title fight. But like the rest of the card, pretty much every fight on the main card is at least like interest. It's not the greatest fights of all time, but I'm like, all right, I'm interested in that. I'll see what happens there. It's a good card top to bottom, at least enough where like I don't think I'm gonna feel robbed when I purchase the pay-per-view.
Like I like that Dana that they were struggling clearly because there's been so many good fight cards. I think sometimes when they have like so many good ones in a row, it's hard to just stack them all.
Yeah.
So I think Dana went to his go-tos. He said, call Kevin Holland, call Ige. Yeah. Like, I know they'll be here. And then he kind of like saved the card with those guys.
Yeah. All right, let's do one more ad and then we could get into UFC Nashville. We could talk about the card this weekend. And if you're going to be watching the card this weekend, you should be doing it with New Amsterdam Vodka, the best in the business. We love New Amsterdam Vodka here at Barstool. This episode is brought to you by New Amsterdam Vodka. It is the official vodka of Barstool Sports. It is the official vodka of the UFC. And in our opinion, it's the official vodka of winning. It is a champion vodka. You match it up against any other vodka out there, and oh boy, it's a TKO for New Amsterdam. So whether you're catching the pay-per-view or this weekend's fights at your favorite bar or hanging out at home listening to us talk about them, celebrate your wins with the insanely smooth New Amsterdam vodka. Find your wins with New Amsterdam, the normal New Amsterdam, the Pink Whitney, any product you could get your hands on. It is the best. It's the smoothest. As Ev always says, it's the best bang for your buck. I like stealing that little slogan from him. New Amsterdam, the best. We love him. We appreciate him for sponsoring the podcast. All right. Now, what is this? Who's saying this? Oh, Abraham's saying Peyton Talbot. I don't like him much because he wears crop tops, but he's a star in the making. He's a decent one. Jack, I think you're muted.
You're right.
There you go.
They are building. They're building something underneath us. I think it's a pokeball.
Oh, that was the hammering. I heard the hammering before.
So I was like, all right, the hammering. If there's the hammering's annoying, but if there's an echo of the hammering, it'd be even more annoying. But I think Peyton Talbot is probably up there with like a Sean Brady in terms of potential future champs. Now, Peyton would. Let's be real. If Peyton Talbot and Frank Ocean are really dating, he could be the next big star. It would be controversial because, like, obviously the UFC and their fans, not the UFC, but like MMA fans are not always the most accepting of a relationship. Like that.
How real do you think that is?
I think it's possible, bro. It's been a year now of them kind of like flirting.
Yeah. Posting about each other on Instagram and shit.
Possible. And I think Peyton
is crazy.
I think Peyton's bisexual. Like, I think he said he's bisexual.
Yeah, I think he is. Yeah.
Has he said that on record?
I shouldn't say.
I guess we shouldn't confirm that for him. If he is, no judgment. We're accepting. We support him.
The only thing is like that. Like, I don't know. I mean, I know it's 2025, but like the screenshot he shared it was a sexual screenshot.
It was him on top. Yeah. Who knows? Who fucking knows? We're not qualified to talk about this shit.
Oh yeah, we're not.
Don't take our word as gospel. But,
I would love for that relationship to happen. It would be huge.
It would be great for MMA. I don't know if people realize how great that would be for them. Like, it would be so talked about. People would like a giant fan base would tune in to watch Peyton Talbot fight. Even just the mystique that Frank Ocean has around him right now, like that would be insane. All right, you want to get into the card this weekend?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. First two fights are really like, how do we even break these down? Fatima Kline versus Melissa Martinez. Kline minus 1,200, Melissa Martinez plus 750. And the under 2.5 rounds plus 114.
I really like Fatima. I think she's really, really, really good. I think she can find the finish here. Her ITD prop is not available on DK yet. I was thinking about just taking the under right now. Her ITD will probably be like minus 115, minus 110. I would have if I would have to bet based upon that under 2.5 because like all the finishing equities with her. I think she gets the finish. I think Melissa Martinez, or even by sub. I wonder what her sub prop will be. I think Fatima's really good. Remember, she came in short notice against Jasmine Judavicius and gave her a good fight. But Jasmine's really, really good. And we are, I think Fatima's a legit prospect, and this is the spot for her to find a finish, and I think she will.
Yeah, I agree. Inside the distance, fight doesn't go.
Then Mike Davis versus Mitch Ramirez. Mike Davis minus 1,000. Mitch Ramirez plus 650. Was Mitch Ramirez last minute in this fight or no?
I don't think super. Mike Davis, his last fight with ZM was so weird.
Yeah.
Just such like a bizarre fight where like he'd been on this run. He thought he was going to kind of get a shot. He had opportunities to win the fight. He fought poorly. I feel like this is like the props not out yet, but even like a Mike Davis like sub maybe if it's like a decent line. But I think that's the only angle that I probably see.
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure that Mitch Ramirez is UFC quality. He, I think, came in short notice like in his last fight against Thiago Moises. And I think got a 3-fight contract The line reflects this. I don't really have a read here. I agree with everything I've said. Like, it's just kind of a squash spot. Mike Davis is really good, but yeah, that fight against ZM was a wild fight. Remember he had him in that like ZM's like fucking like the fact he didn't tap was insane. He's like made of like rubber, but that was an unbelievable fight.
Then Kennedy and Nzechukwu versus Walter Walker. Walker plus 170, Kennedy minus 205. Is Kennedy becoming? He might already be there. Is he gatekeeper at this point?
Well, he's up at heavyweight now. This is the second fight here. His first fight was against the GOAT, Chris
Barnett, right? Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
But
did he have a fight after that?
I thought he might have fought once, maybe. Did he not? Or he had one booked. He might have got canceled.
He was supposed to fight Martin Boudet, I remember.
Yeah, Martin Boudet just got booked against on the Abu Dhabi card, I think.
Oh no, he fought Bresky too. He fought Bresky.
Yeah.
Who also is
knocked him out first round. Yeah.
Who's not
his record is so interesting because it's like he has a lot of wins, not a ton of wins over like great. He beat Kudalaba, that's a good win, and Olberg is obviously a great win, but that was 2021 at this point.
The whole week I've been looking at the Walker line and like, should I take a stab here? I think Walker's pretty good. Did you guys see what Walker posted on his Instagram?
No, I know he's the heel hook god though.
He posted, and I can't play because there's music in it. It could definitely be perceived as racist. He posted an absolutely unbelievable reel about his opponent this weekend, Kennedy Nzechukwu.
Oh my God, I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah,
everybody should go check it out. It is. You won't believe what's. I don't want to ruin it, but you won't believe what happens in it. It's not like
wow.
It's definitely something that could be perceived as racist. Yeah, no, it's an unbelievable video. It's on his Instagram.
Shout out Bird Carries finally made a live stream. Let's fucking go.
What up, Bird Carries?
Love it.
I've been looking at Walker. The only thing is, it's like I think Nzechukwu's striking's always been pretty good, and if he keeps this on the feet, but I look at this, I'm like, Walker gets a takedown, like maybe he just goes to work.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I haven't bet it yet.
Then Lauren Murphy versus Eduardo Moura. Moura minus 600. Lauren Murphy plus 440. I don't know if I would like. I don't think Lauren Murphy really has much of a shot in this. What's the under over here?
Murphy also said officially last fight, retirement fight.
Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, that's never a good sign.
No.
And especially not here.
Do I want to subject myself to a favorite inside the distance line against the Lauren Murphy that is tough? Like, she's always been really tough.
So the under 2.5 is plus 240.
Yeah.
So inside
When's the last time she fought?
2 years ago.
Definitely going to be.
Oh 2 years ago.
Plus
I
money.
didn't think it was that long. Yeah.
I don't hate that. I don't hate
come to my birthday. So that's not Nadu, right? No way is that Nadu.
No.
That's the fake Nadu. But
oh yeah. That's right.
The dude did invite everybody to his birthday party this weekend in Lancaster, PA. Hot Billy says he's going. But that's a little confusing because Hot Billy says he's also going to be at UFC Nashville. He must be taking a private jet.
PJ. Yeah. Jake Matthews versus Chidi. Chidi minus 148. Jake Matthews plus 124. I've always liked Jake Matthews. I feel like I bet on him almost every time he fights, and you win some, you lose some. I think if I'm getting Jake Matthews plus money here, I think I would take Jake and hope that he edges out a decision here. I don't think he's going to finish Chidi, but
I like Matthews too. I like the gas tank. I mean, Matthews is tough too because he's a guy he's been in the UFC so long, but occasionally you don't know what guy's going to show up because sometimes he shows up and you're like, oh my God, this guy like put a number next to his name, and then sometimes you're like, like, I don't know. I like him in this spot. I like him. I think he's got a few different ways to win. Could potentially do some wrestling. I think his striking will be good here. Chidi obviously has long reach. He hits hard, so that's always like scary. But I like Jake Matthews.
I like Jake Matthews too at a plus number here. I've been looking at this from the perspective of Jake Matthews can use his wrestling, get it going. I think it will be really like Chidi struggles there. That being said, Chidi's so athletic, hits so hard. But Chidi's a guy who can he kind of quits in there at points. And I think Jake is a guy that can dig deep and find a 29, 28, 30, 27 victory. This is a really good fight. I really like this fight.
Yeah. Good matchmaking. And then this fight, interesting. Max Griffin versus Chris Curtis. Chris Curtis minus 310, Max Griffin plus 250. Curtis should obviously be the favorite here. Does that line feel wide to you guys? Minus 310 for Chris Curtis? Feels ridiculous.
I like this one. This is going to be a striking fight. And also Curtis is going up here, right?
Yeah.
Or is he coming? He's coming down. I think he's coming down.
Yeah, he's coming back down. Yeah. He's kind of went back and forth a little bit, I think.
Were people serious about the incident with him and Strickland getting in the cage and like going up to that fight or whatever? Strickland's throwing punches. Chris Curtis kind of just holding them. People were saying Strickland's going to get like suspended for that. Like he's not going to be able to fight in the UFC.
People were calling for it.
People were saying 9 months.
It would, and I get it. Like based on like the rules, that should be how it goes or whatever. But I would be stunned if the UFC didn't like put their foot down and be like, no, like I get it. He's fucking lunatic, but he's going to continue fighting.
That's a really good point. We haven't really heard about that. These athletic commissions move slow, but what you think you would hear, like they would have a hearing or something. I mean, like Curtis is fighting this weekend. So like if they were really that pissed, could they have put their foot down and been like,
yeah, I assume nothing's going to happen because Curtis is fighting and it's like, whatever. Although he didn't really, I guess he didn't do much in the incident.
I guess I'm looking at maybe Max Griffin by decision here, whatever that is, if that's up in like the 500 range.
Yeah.
Also, like Curtis kind of leaves some fights up to interpretation on the scorecards a lot. Like he fights close. So
what was the fight he had in London when him and his who the fuck did he fight? And he was so pissed, giving the finger after he lost the decision and shit.
Is that Hermanson?
And then they got the beer. I think it was Hermanson. Yeah,
but Hermanson, that one was dumb because that one, like, he just clearly lost.
Yeah,
like that was clear as day. He's had some other ones. Like I thought the Brendan Allen one, I crashed out. I thought he won that one.
Yeah,
had a big bet on him. Like he's had some like that, but the Hermanson one, he was just absurd. He just clearly lost.
Yeah. Junior Tafa versus Tuco Tokkos. Tafa minus 170, Tokkos plus 142. I don't know what to do on this. I don't love betting on Junior Tafa ever, to be completely honest.
I have no idea what to do here. Like I think Tokkos sucks, but it's like if you get a takedown on Tafa, like it's just like that's the big question. Can he get a takedown on Tafa? I think if you're going to bet Tafa, you might as well just bet under 1.5, minus 135.
Yeah, just pray finishes it quick.
But Tafa got into shape, boys. Did you see?
Yeah.
I did see people tweeting pictures of him. Yeah. Yeah.
Tuco Tokkos stinks. Respectfully.
Am I crazy? I kind of think both of these guys stink.
Listen, I don't think, listen, listen, they do. But Tafa at light heavyweight, if his power can carry like at all, like Tukos is gonna just die.
Yeah, I think I'm staying away from this entirely.
Like, to me, like God, if I bet Tafa and then he gets like mounted in the first round, I'm gonna be like sick to my stomach. But I just can't I feel like getting Tokkos at a plus like him being that low of an underdog, you'll never see that in the UFC again. You'll never be able to lay this short of juice against Tukos ever.
Yeah,
ever. It'll never happen again. He might not fight in the UFC again, so that might also be part of it. But if he loses this fight, I don't see how he gets.
He's probably done. Yeah,
But he's been the guy for it seems like 6, 7, 8 years. He's just always in the picture with the guy in training.
Yeah.
Like there's always a picture of like all these guys, and then Tukos is just like one of them.
There he is. Yeah.
Like he's just always there. He trains with everybody. I'm sure he works really hard. He's like well respected at what is it, AT&T? Or Kilclay. He got one of those Florida ones. I'm pretty sure he's at.
I think I'm just gonna take Tafa. Like you're right. Like also Tafa's 28. Seems like he's taking it really seriously. He knows this is a big. If he loses this, he probably gets cut.
Yeah.
And Tafa or Tokkos, we know stinks. He's 28 years old, or he's 35 years old. Also, like what is like Junior Tafa at least brings to the UFC something that's valuable, which is like highlight KOs, fun fights. Tokkos, like, I mean, what's he bring to the UFC? His name. That's what he brings. Like, just like a funny name. That's what he brings. He's unskilled. His
path to victory is a boring one.
Yeah.
Like, grind it out.
Well, that's why I think Tafa is. I think it's a must bet. I love him. I think he knocks him out in the first round.
Hey, speaking of grinding, that's right. Blue Chew, ladies and gentlemen. Guys, enter the room dick first. Blue Chew isn't just a tablet. It's a cheat code for your crotch. Stronger, harder, longer lasting, like someone gave your downstairs a pep talk and a gym membership. Blue Chew is the original brand offering chewable tablets for better sex. This ain't just a supplement. It's an erection resurrection. Guys, this isn't just about your performance. This is about legacy or third leg, a C. You see? Give her group chat something to talk about. You know, when you lay it down, they're going to be talking about how it gets up. Nothing makes you more of a legend than a little Blue Chew. Discover your options at bluechew.com. And we've got a very special deal for all of our listeners out there. As always, you get your first month of Blue Chew free if you use the promo code SPINNIN at checkout. Pay just $5 for shipping, and then the whole first month of Blue Chew is free. The code is SPINNIN, SPINNIN, no G at the end. It's just like it is in all our handles. That's it. Join Blue Chew's mission to upgrade humanity one thrust at a time. Head to bluechew.com for details and safety info. And big thanks to Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast. Always the best reads from Blue Chew.
Thank you, Blue Chew. Shout out your copywriter. You guys are the best.
Legend.
Shout out Blue Chew.
Enter the room dick first. Love that.
Code SPINNIN. We love it.
And then up next on the card, the final fight before the main card, I think, is Victor Petrino versus Austin Lane. Petrino minus 700, Austin Lane plus 500, leading the lamb out to slaughter, it seems.
Hilarious fight.
Jacoby made him
what was
leave.
This booking? Yeah.
Jacoby made him leave light heavyweight.
Weird matchmaking here.
Yeah, I mean, I actually don't hate the matchmaking because I think like someone's gonna die, and UFC obviously loves.
Well, it's gonna be Austin Lane,
So highly likely Austin Lane. Petrino, I mean, he's had big power at 205, so I mean, I think he'll still have it at heavyweight. Leave some weight on, no cut. But I don't know. It definitely is. It's weird in the sense of like, I don't see what it does for like either of them, kind of thing, like a win.
Yeah.
You just kind of like stay in the UFC basically.
Then Nate the Train versus Morgan Charriere or Charriere. Charriere. I'm so bad at all the fucking French ones. Plus 220 Nate the Train, minus 270 Charriere. I love Nate the Train. You know I love Nate the Train. You know I'll feel insane FOMO missing out on a ticket of a Nate the Train underdog win. I don't know if I could bring myself to do it on this fight. I just don't know if I can. I think I might just stay away entirely because I don't think Nate the Train's going to win this fight. I don't know. Are you guys on Nate the Train?
Charriere like disappointed me so much in this last fight that I don't know. The way I used to think about him, I don't think about him that same way anymore. Like I thought he got robbed against Shepe. That was the crash out, I believe, the same day as the Brendan Allen, Chris Curtis one, same card. Mm-hmm. So that was the double crash out. And then he knocked out Gabriel Miranda, who's like whatever, just like not good. I don't even know if he has the UFC win. Maybe he has like one. And then he looked bad against Nathaniel Wood, who I think Wood's a good fighter. But I don't know. I think if the Wood fight hadn't happened, I'd be like, oh, like Charriere is better, like just all around better. But I don't know. Nate maybe can make it a dogfight. I love Nate the Train. That's my guy forever. So I think all things considered, plus 220. Give me Nate. Give me Nate the Train.
Yeah, I don't really know what to do with this. I think I'm just going to sit back and enjoy. I don't have the clearest read. I agree with Ev on how he looked against Wood was so disappointing. It was like not even like, oh, Wood won a good fight. Like Charriere just looked fucking flat, man.
Yeah.
And I don't love that. And when you're flat against Landwehr, like he's going to bring the fight to you. Should be a banger. I really like this matchmaking. Under 2.5 plus 130, maybe I'll look at. But both these guys are so tough.
I mean, speaking of bangers, I think the next fight's a banger. Calvin Kattar versus Steve Garcia. Holy shit, this rocks. I'm very excited for this. I would say number one fight on the card I'm most excited for. Calvin Kattar plus 102, Steve Garcia minus 122. Give me Calvin Kattar there.
It's got to be Calvin Kattar, right?
Plus money. You gotta give me that New England cartel, the crisp boxing. 3-round fight, I think, is great for Calvin here, where it's just like, I think he's going to edge him out. I don't know if he's going to knock him out, but I could definitely see him getting a decision. I'm definitely taking Kattar.
Yeah, it's just so I've had such a hard time with this fight, but even going back and looking at like Calvin Kattar, obviously he's on a 4-fight skid. Get all that.
Yeah.
But even when you like break down the 4 losses, he came off like a masterclass win over Giga. He loses a split to Emmett that I thought he won. I remember watching it live. I thought he won. I
think I did too.
What was like not a robbery, that was like a coin flip type fight that I thought I thought he landed more volume. Emmett landed more power, one of those kind of debates. Then he blows his knee out against Arnold Allen. So like a loss, but not like a real loss.
Yeah.
Then he gets Russell fucked by Aljo. And then he loses to Zalal, who Zalal's looked great, and Zalal did like outclass him. So credit to Zalal.
But that's the worst loss of that is the Zalal one, where it's like
it's just that he's getting old. It's really just you believe the age is like really catching up. Because even like Steve Garcia is like this crazy run he's been on, like it's good, but he hasn't beaten anyone like crazy good.
Yeah.
And what I'm thinking about here is Steve Garcia hits really, really hard, and we know that. So does Yusuf Zalal. So does some of these other guys that he's fought that he hasn't been KO'd by. We've seen some unbelievable matchups where he's like, I mean, he's so bloody, the Holloway fight, and he doesn't get KO'd. Emmett hits incredibly hard, as we know. If Steve Garcia doesn't KO him in that first round, Kattar is going to be there round 2, round 3, really putting the pressure on him. And I think and also, like, let's be real. Kattar looked pretty good against Zalal. And Zalal, we have a lot of respect for and think he's like one of the best most underrated fighters in the UFC. I think this may be a slam spot for Kattar. Kattar round 2, round 3 as well. But then it may just go in there. And I've been kind of fading Steve Garcia here and there for a little bit now. He may just go in there and just fucking flatline. I mean, I would just be like, oh my God. So, but I really think Kattar's the play here, especially at plus 102.
Yeah.
I like it.
And then the co-main event, Gabriel Bonfim versus Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Wonderboy plus 320, Bonfim minus 410. I think I'm staying away from this. I love Wonderboy. I don't necessarily have faith in him. I think, has he said he's done after this? Has he announced like
I don't think
he's
so.
going to retire after this?
No, I think he said that.
If he's not done after this, he's got 1 or 2, I think, in him still. Again, no disrespect to Wonderboy. I love Wonderboy, one of OG fucking legends. I'm staying away from this one.
Yeah, it definitely does feel like a bad matchup for him. Obviously, like Bonfim, like super like big, strong guy, like great grappler, great jiu-jitsu, like not just bad stylistic matchup for him.
Yeah.
I thought it would just like if it gets extended at all, like we've seen Bonfim gas in the past, like where Dalby came back and ended up putting kind of a beating on him. I tend to agree. I mean, even like the Bonfim subline is plus 125. I think there's a chance he might just like physically overpower him early, and it looks like he should be minus like $1 billion if he just takes him down while they're still dry and just like mauls him. I kind of feel like that's more likely than Wonderboy just like being able to pick him apart for 3 rounds and like avoiding the takedowns. I think as he's gotten older, I feel like his takedown defense has gotten worse. I think he's just I don't know, Mother Nature undefeated. Yeah, I think. Yeah. I mean, he probably. It's tough. Like I don't know if I'll even bet anything. Maybe like under 2.5. It was minus 125. Like a fight doesn't go, something like that. But that would probably be it.
And then the main event of the evening, Lewis versus Teixeira. Teixeira minus 278, Lewis plus 225. I might be the all-time woat when it comes to breaking down Derek Lewis underdog bets, because my analysis is, if you give me the Black Beast at like plus 200 or more, I'm just forced to take him. I just have to. There's something inside me that says you're taking him this time. And it's like almost like Nate the Train. Like, I want to take Nate the Train, but I'm just like, I can't do it because I know I'm already taking Derek Lewis in this fight. Do I believe in my mind that Derek Lewis is going to win this fight? No. At this point, it's almost impossible for me to predict how a Derek Lewis fight is going to go. But I'm taking him. Just like I do every fucking time. I'm taking him, and I'm hoping for the best, and I'm hoping for, another all-time underdog win, great post-fight interview.
Bob, I do believe Derek Lewis is going to win this fight.
Okay, good. I like to hear that.
Heart, in my soul, and in my brain, genuinely. Taliesin Teixeira, listen, I'm willing, you're going to give me plus 225 on Derek Lewis right now. I'm willing to find out who Taliesin Teixeira is with that money. This guy, he's fought nobody, absolutely nobody, never been extended. Not that I even think the fight will get extended, but if it does, it definitely favors Derek Lewis. I mean, even if you remember his fights leading up to this Contender Series fight, Arthur Lopez. I remember the fight. He was a guy that took it on late notice, who was a 205 or moving up, and actually looked decent until he just got knocked out. Because he just was so much smaller. Teixeira's 6'7". That's the one thing you worry about, the size, the reach. But it's that Justin Tafa, that's who he beat. The jump up here is so massive. If Derek Lewis cares at all, I think he could absolutely win this fight, knock him out. Even the fights before that, and I understand I'm just kind of wiki capping, all the guys he beat before that, 0-0, 0-1, 1-1, 4-15, 2-1, 2-1. And then Contender Series, Justin Tafa. He's beaten nobody. I will gladly bet Derek Lewis. Gladly. If he dies, he dies. Plus 225, one of the most automatic bets I'll ever make.
Jack?
I think I'm going to take Taliesin inside the distance. I think he's going to knock him out. I think he's going to make him quit. But I don't know. It's not my strongest read. I think Taliesin's pretty good. I think he's built very well. I think he throws good punches. His level of competition is a concern, but I don't think the UFC would have put him in this spot. Now, they could be forcing it because they need guys at heavyweight, but this is a big spot for him.
Huge.
Yeah. All right, there we go.
I've been wrong before on Derek Lewis, so we'll see. This is a fascinating fight. I can't blame Ab for taking the underdog, though.
I hear the reach is the reach and all that is scary, because I agree with you where it's if he just if Derek just can't get inside, I need the Derek Lewis with that that fuck it we ball against what's his name, against DeLima mindset.
Yeah.
If he throws himself in the fire, I think he will win. But if he tries to get cute and be careful, and that's where Jack, I think your assessment would be dead on, where he's eating a couple jabs early, he doesn't like it, and then boot right hand, and then it's all of a sudden even he just gets rocked a little bit, and he's all right, I'm over this.
Yeah.
That path, I totally could see that happening. It's one of those fights where and I actually think Garcia Kattar almost feels the same way, where it's a little bit whoever wins, it's going to be oh, that was the most obvious winner of all time.
Yeah.
However way it goes.
I'm looking forward to the card. I think the card's pretty good overall. I'm excited to watch the fights on Saturday.
I think so too. I think there's some solid fights.
Yeah, look out for it. Thank you for watching the show. Shout out to all the sponsors, and we will talk to you next time.